Hey there, CIS102. Welcome to session 5. We are 5 out of 10. We are or 5 out of 8 rather. We are most of the way through the class. I just want to put a couple of things in here because I am going to complain about the following thing in the text version of the reminder here. I know that most of you have essentially stopped watching these overview videos, and that's doing a couple of things. It is preventing you from completing all of the work that we have, because if you would have watched the previous two session overview videos, you would have noticed that I've been harping on getting into Eagle to take the quizzes in Eagle because you need them to be successful for the course. It's 40% of your overall grade are the quizzes in Eagle. And to date, one of you has successfully completed even a small percentage of those. I also know that you aren't watching these because for the first 3 weeks of class, I harped on get into the session 1 material again, even if you haven't done so already, and complete the, what do we call that one? It is the course survey, because only 4 of you out of 30 have taken that. We use that internally as a benchmark to see where you all come in and where all of you go out. So please go back and take that. I am surprised that everybody has just borrowed in and focused on my IT lab to the exclusion of things that are happening here in Eagle. Again, despite the fact that every Saturday or Sunday you get an email or a message reminder saying, watch this so you know what's going on. That's the end of Angry Eric. Probably not the end. But get in there and watch this stuff. I'm not staring into the void talking like a crazy person to a little red light on my wall for nothing. It's there to help ensure that you pass, because even if you get 100% of the material in my IT lab and do not go back and do those quizzes in Eagle, you fail the course. That's the very last of Angry Eric. This week in my IT lab, you have Microsoft Access. Now, Access is frankly plainly different than is Word, Excel, and PowerPoint, because it was bought off the shelf by Microsoft from another company. They slapped a Microsoft logo on it and said, that's close enough. What I'll tell you is databases are literally the only reason we can do any of this. YouTube, where this is housed, where ain't nobody watching it, is a database. Your operating systems, whether or not you use Mac OS or Windows OS or a Chromebook or an Android phone, those are able to run as capably as they do because of a database. So I have in Eagle, again, that's not in my IT lab. I have in Eagle 3 podcasts for you that tell you what and why a database is necessary, as opposed to my IT lab, which simply says, do this thing that I am telling you. One of them is fine, but having both of them makes you go to a future employer and actually rock an interview, as opposed to maybe not. In there as well, in the session module in Eagle, which you all have been avoiding, see, I didn't promise Angry would go away. Which you've been avoiding, is I have done you all a remarkable solid. The PowerPoints that you have probably been largely ignoring over in my IT lab, for the Access module especially, literally take you step 1, step 2, step 3, step 4 through the greater project. I have included as a Google slide here inside of Eagle. I have included the project slideshow. So you can literally see what they're going to ask you just a little bit more generically in the PowerPoint presentation, so you know what is coming unequivocally when it comes to the greater project. Now, this is not for everybody necessarily, but for about 35% of you, the hands-on grader projects are required and necessary. Next to the quizzes in Eagle, which all of you have been stumbling on, except for one of you, which good work, which all of you have been stumbling on. The next biggest chunk of points is the hands-on grader projects. So you cannot be successful without the hands-on grader projects. They are all still open. Please, please, please remember that you can go through the assignment calendar in My IT Lab, select any previous Saturday, and continue to work on uncompleted work without a penalty. Again, I would rather have you have the skills than, for whatever reason, levy upon you some cosmic graded spanking because life happened. So for anybody who is delinquent on stuff, this last week must have been a terrible week for everybody with the weather. You're stuck in the house. I'm stuck in the house, but I'm bitching about the weather because there were 0 completed previous submissions that needed to be completed. And I can tell you, looking at the overall things for everybody, that's not the case for everybody. So for those of you who have said, to hell with it, and you have put on an extra layer of clothes and you decided that you shall do no more homework forever, that ain't the right way to be going here. So there is access work and a Windows file management little thing in My IT Lab, and for everybody except for Anya, for everybody else, there are quizzes in Eagle that you cannot pass the class unless you do. While you're at it, you can go back and take a look at any of those other previous sessions worth of material here in Eagle that you've been avoiding, just in case you actually want more than just the how to do something. You want why you're doing it, how it applies, more in Eagle in our previous session. And is coming around the block and needs me to open the door. And if you have any questions, comments, or concerns, like with every week that you didn't know because nobody's watching these, you can message me about them.